I'd be lying if the Master of Masters wasn't a super popular topic on this channel. There's just something about his character that's just so captivating. I don't know if it's just because Ray Chase, one of my favorite voice actors, voices for him, and he just oozes charisma in every role he plays. Maybe that's a big factor in it, but obviously I'm not the only one who thinks so, as they're the best performing videos and streams on this channel. So I have a bit of a redo of a theory I actually did last year. Now, I know I'm kind of on a roll with just redoing theories here, but honestly, because of all the new information we've got from Remind, the Union Cross updates, Dark Road, and the newly released Melody of Memory, it's honestly made me take a step back and look at some of my previous theories that I've done in the past and see what I can apply of our new information to these old theories. And in today's case, I think it 100% changes everything about that last theory, as I believe Melody of Memory may have accidentally hinted to us the true reason as to why the Master of Masters disappeared back in the Kingdom Hearts Key back cover movie. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for some more intriguing Kingdom Hearts content. And before we get started, I want you guys to tweet at me at KingdomAce_ your best scores in Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. It's been out for a while now, so I want you guys to flex your skills for me. And when you guys tweet out your screenshots of this, I will feature some of my favorite ones I've seen in the next video. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Now for a second, if we take a step back and really go and think, why did the Master of Masters disappear in the first place? Now he did go and tell Ira that it was possible that he would disappear when Ira approached him about the upcoming Keyblade War, and he replied saying that he may vanish, dim, fade, or any of the above, and that he would leave Ira in charge if that were to end up happening, which of course, all according to plan, that is what ended up happening. But where did the Master go and why? This is kind of where things get weird. Partially, this answer cannot really be given because of the lack of knowledge we actually have about the Master of Masters, but I really want to highlight hints that Melody of Memory has really given for us. So there's two scenarios I really want to bring up that could likely be a reason. Now, either of these reasons can be taken at face value, they might neither be true, but there are two that I really suspect. While the other possibility is that he actually went and used the Ark and ended up in a different world, that world being Quadratum. Or I guess I can more accurately say Virum Rex. Now there's one point a lot of us who've played Melody of Memory may not know, but a lot of us really big nerds like me really did go and Google search this, so I kid you not, Quadratum actually is Latin for the word square. Now this could just be a slight homage to, Square Enix makes Kingdom Hearts, so of course this could be a reasoning, but of course I did want to bring that up, so obviously Quadratum is going to be very important to the story because of that simple meaning. As you know, Nomura really likes his Latin roots for a lot of his characters' names and objectives. And one more additional one that I actually originally had thought of, at least I considered it, was what if the Master of Masters is actually from Quadratum? That would mean that he doesn't really need someone like the Nameless Star to really activate a portal to where he could actually travel between both worlds. Him being from it should be enough to get him back and forth between the world he's currently living in and the world he's actually from. And the reason why I really think that he ended up in Quadratum is because we see him there. In the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, the secret ending specifically, we do actually end up seeing him gazing upon its world at the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, we don't really get to see him talk or anything like that, or really even interact with anyone, but him being here is a huge sign of what may be possibly to come. Now, one thing I want to really highlight, as stated in Melody of Memory, and as I said before, this video will be containing spoilers of Melody of Memory, so if you haven't played Melody of Memory or seen all its new cutscenes, then beware, because we're going to spoil everything. So at the ending of Melody of Memory, we find out of a new realm called Unreality. Now, how they describe this is not really like a regular realm like the realm of light, the realm of darkness, the realm between. This realm exists outside of our normal reality. You could call it another dimension, a parallel world. Any of those sorts would likely fit this piece of puzzle. But yeah, that most important thing about unreality is that light and darkness and the war between those two don't actually exist in this form of reality, which in a way leads us to believe it's almost as if it's fiction. And that's pretty much what they say in Melody of Memory. It's a world of fiction. Anything outside of our normal perspective of things, anything that goes against our laws of how our universe works, would be considered fiction. And which is why they give this term to unreality in Melody of Memory. What may be fiction or fantasy over here is just simply normal over there. But this leads into exactly why I believe it's Quadratum that we see the Master of Masters in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. Shortly after we see him gaze upon the world of Quadratum, we end up actually seeing him from a first person perspective, making the shape of a heart over its moon. This leads me to believe the key to all of his goals lies within Quadratum, and it kind of just insinuates that his motivation may be to actually create a brand new Kingdom Hearts in this new unreality. As when we pull back and look at the bigger picture, the biggest thing that would likely be a big factor in stopping the Master of Masters at the end of the day would be the war between light and darkness. So simply escaping to a world where none of those things even exist leads me to believe that he could almost be unstoppable in this new unreality, especially because both worlds practically have no interaction between each other, making him essentially being the only one who can freely move between both worlds, again making him unstoppable. And because especially when you play into another factor here that, of course, going off script here, I really do want to bring up a possibility for, not saying that I necessarily believe this, but I want to bring up that it's technically possible because light and darkness don't exist in unreality. What if, because these are warriors of light and essentially the Keyblades that we have, with the exception of the Kingdom Key D, are weapons of the realm of light, it leads me to believe, what if they can't actually summon their Keyblades while within unreality? That would essentially make people like Riku powerless. So how can he possibly hope to save Sora without being able to use his Keyblade? This could even lead to the fact that what if Riku ends up meeting Yozora and actually ends up befriending him and getting Yozora to be the one to save Sora? As we know, based off Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, we did see that Yozora was told by someone to save Sora. And I do want to clear up real quick that I know some people would say that can't be the case, primarily because we see Sora using his Keyblade when fighting Yozora. But if you really pay attention to this final part of the Limit Cut DLC, you can obviously tell both scenarios, whether you win or lose against him, both end with Yozora waking up in his car. And this leads us to believe that the fight between him and Sora didn't actually physically take place. So again, that can easily just be said that it's a dream. So obviously Sora would likely be able to use his powers within a dream, but actually in unreality itself, that may be a different story. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on the topic. Do you guys think the Master of Masters is capable of going between unreality and the universe of Kingdom Hearts? Do you think his goal may be to try to create a new Kingdom Hearts within the world of Verum Rex? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, we're really trying to push our way through all the way to 10,000 subscribers. We've come so far in such a short amount of time, and I really do appreciate all the love and support. I see you guys sharing it. I see you guys commenting and having your own discussions, and that really just warms my heart. I really do appreciate it. So any kind of way you guys can help would really mean the world to me. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce. And remember, my warriors of courage, to stay strong, stay beautiful, and to always look skyward.